So I thought that the clamp wasn't tight enough. And I was putting the other one on. I noticed a leak. I was getting ready to tighten this one on. But I noticed that there's a leak. So I don't think it's coming from underneath here necessarily. I dried all this off right underneath here where the hose connects to the reservoir, the nipple. Before it appeared to be leaking. After wiping it off, it doesn't seem to be the case. Even with some movement, still no leaking. So what I have found is I was attempting, like I said, to put this one on. I noticed that this right here was wet. So I think the hose, well, I know the hose has a hole. Can't really see the hole, but see, it's wet right there. And I dried it off to take a second look at it. And shortly after I dry it off, it starts to get wet again. Well, it's pretty tricky because now it looks dry. So maybe I'll put the clamp on. I'll put the other one back, and we'll just kind of watch that for now until I need to order a hose regardless. Here is the power steering line that I bought, replacement line. There is the brand, that's the number, power steering hose. Yeah, it's got a date. I'm not sure what that date is. I don't know if that's the date it was cut or the date it was manufactured, but it looks really good. Cut nice, square. Yeah, the 71206 will be the number to look for. On here it says 3/8. Yeah, 3/8. 9.65 millimeter inner diameter. Power steering return. So yeah, I think came in about 2 days. Amazon shipping. Supposed to be for this vehicle. So we're going to put it on, or try to put it on, see if it's going to work out. So what we're going to do next is we're going to bring the level of the reservoir to like right below the return level here. And that is the top hose. So we shouldn't get really any air in the system by doing that. If we do, we'll just have to turn the steering wheel. Get this off. Okay, I've got a hose here. Hopefully this will, yeah, I got a monojack with a little bit of hose on it. And what I'm going to do is take this cup and we're just going to pull some out until we get to that point. Probably got to use 2 hands on this. I'll get right back. The reason I'm using a clean cup is because I hope to use this again. This fluid is not old. We got to be getting pretty close. All right, yeah, we're actually down at the bottom hose, the high pressure hose. So okay, I think we're good right there. All right, now let's work on getting that hose off. All right, so here we go. Well, let's just hope that the new line is going to fit. We're going to go ahead and cut it right here. Got some spillage. Okay, just going to turn it up, get this clamp off. All right, let me get a screwdriver and kind of pry in between here. It looks like we're going to end up having to cut it off the top. Don't want to damage the reservoir. I don't want to have to buy a new reservoir. If I can help it. I think I'm going to have to get some lighting out here. Yeah, I need two hands to kind of hold this reservoir, but what I'm doing is trying to free any seal that it's got still left from all these years of being on there. As you can see, it's about ready to come off. Kind of hard to do the channel locks with one hand and re-grip them. Yeah, it's about ready to come off. Here we go. Re-grip the channel lock with one hand can be difficult. How long that thing is. I didn't realize it was that long. Alright, so that's off. So now we can, part of the reason I couldn't get that off is because the clamp was set where it is, and with the motor mount here, it's almost impossible to get a grip and push the clamp in. Alright, since that's cut, I was able to twist it down there and get a better grip for my clamp. Yeah, it's not working. I think I'm going to have to put the camera down just for a second. Hands are slipping. I need two hands really to hold these pliers. Can't seem to be raising that clamp, and the hose is not wanting to come off. There we go. There we go. Adjust these. Here we go. All right, line's off. Now let's just hope that the new hose will fit. Let's go ahead and clean those up a little bit. So old hose, here's where I cut it. It's in two pieces. Put the two pieces back together, and the old hose is approximately, I'd say about approximately 9 inches. I think we better go with 10 inches. Those bends, it's kind of hard to tell. So we're going to go with 10 inches here of our new hose. I got plenty of hose, so if the 10 inches is not going to work, then I can use some more. I'll probably never use any of this again after this. So we'll cut about 10 inches off of this. Or what we could do is just cut 15 off, and then when we get up towards the reservoir, just cut it off. But I think we'll go ahead and try 10. All right, here we are with our 10-inch cut line. I used my knife to cut it. It's a pretty sharp knife. I have a limited amount of clamps here, so I'm going to have to reuse the clamp. It's still in good condition. I think it should work out. If it is leaking after I put this on, tomorrow I will get some new clamps. I like to have the ones where you can use a screwdriver and screw them tight, or some of them will have a little hex on it, so you can use a socket. That would be preferable, but I don't have that. So we're going to use this one at the metal line down at the bottom, and then I'll use this one at the reservoir. So that's my plan. I'll go ahead and put this on. I can't do that with one hand. I think you kind of get the idea. Maybe I can. I shouldn't be able to. I need to squeeze these. Yeah, I'm going to have to squeeze these to get it on. So I'll get right back. All right, here we are. And yeah, it doesn't turn by itself, so it should be working pretty good. We pulled it up enough to get it on the nipple, and then we'll do the same thing over here. So let's go back out to the car and try to put this on. Okay, so to put the hose on, what I'm doing is with one hand pulling it towards me a little bit, because we've got the motor mount right in the way, and then I'm able to kind of line it up with my other hand. So it's going to take two hands, but that's the idea. It's going to go on there really nice. The opening on this is, I think, is going to fit really good. Okay, we are on it. I'm just going to try to bottom it out as far as I can go down there. Again, I need two hands to kind of pull it towards me a little bit and get it lined up. But yeah, we're looking pretty good. All right, here we are. Here we are on just about all the way. Now I've got this lined up so it's easy to get my pliers on. I'm going to go ahead and push that down. I'm going to lock it in about right here. So now we're going to put the other one on the other end, and we're going to slip it on. The nipple, I'll probably have to hold the reservoir here with my other hand, so I'll get that started. Beautiful. Make sure that there's no crimping. Doesn't appear to be. It's got good flow. Because if it was too long, there'd be too much of an angle. But I think we're good. I think that is good. See that? I think that's good. So we're going to go ahead and put this clamp on, or tighten it anyway. All right, so I think we're okay. Now we got a lot of, down here we have a lot of that is leaked. And so I need to make note of that when I check on it tomorrow or the next few days. That's going to be wet, but we'll look at the line and make sure that it's not wet. And we'll also be checking the reservoir and make sure that it stays at level. If we have any problems, then I'll have to put another clamp down here, and I think that will stop any leaking if we do have any leaking. So I'll get back with an update the next day or so. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is go ahead and add my fluid level back. I'll probably use what was taken out of it since it's still clean. I've got to put the cap back on. Go ahead and do that now. I just took this off to get some better clearance with my hands, so that's good. All right, so I guess that's going to be it. Replacing the return line if you're having leaking. Until next time, wait for any updates and I'll try to leave them on how it worked out. Here we are now, next day. So came out, first thing I looked at was the hose that we put on. Completely dry, very good looking, wasn't any wet fluid on there like the other hose. See, I don't know if you can see, it's very sunny today here, but and it actually yeah, I mean it goes all the way down. Put my fingers down there and touched for any wetness at the end of the hose. Don't see any. None at all here. Level seems to be holding. It's kind of hard to see on the outside because it's so sunny today, but I think we're good. So I'm going to keep watching it for the next few days, probably every day, make sure that the level's not dropping, and got some cleaning up to do with all that wet that's leaked out. But yeah, I think what happened was the other one had a crack around here somewhere. So we should be good. Thanks for watching the video. Until next time, have a nice day. Take care.